So when we talk about microbial growth, we are food technologists, food scientists. We need to learn and to understand about microorganisms to the point that what if we want to control them, if we want to inhibit them to grow, we know how to do. If we want to stimulate them to grow, we know how to do. If we want to kill them, we should know how to do. Okay. And now, to first to control the microbial growth or to inhibit or to stimulate, we need to know what factors influence microbial growth. We know the factor that's influenced. We control the factors. We change the factors, and then we can control the growth. Right? So there are two groups of factors: intrinsic and extrinsic. In the next slide, I think we talk about extrinsic, but here we talk about intrinsic factors. Intrinsic means within or inside the food, the factor that belong to the food, which are influencing to microbial growth, include what? The pH. A pH of food. When we have low pH, then we have sour food, right? When we lower the pH, the food is sour, and normally we can inhibit the microbial growth a lot. You can see many examples. For example, now we talk about name cure. Name cure is fermented pork. I better write it. Fermented pork. We use we will learn more in detail, but I just mentioned a little bit. We use lactic acid bacteria to produce lactic acid, to reduce the pH, to make the product sour, and then we can store this product for a longer time. Okay, for example, from fresh pork, if you put at room temperature, I told you already about 8 hours, the piece of meat will spoil. But if we do fermentation, we reduce the pH, it can be okay for 3 to 5 days to eat at room temperature. But if you put in the fridge, can be 2 months, will be still okay, safe and good to eat. So the lower in the pH, we actually have to extend a lot of shelf life because this intrinsic factor influence a lot the microbial growth. The lower the pH, the lower the microbial growth. Yogurt as well, pasteurized milk, sữa thanh trùng. Pasteurized milk can be only stored for 1 week or 10 days in the fridge, but when it is made into yogurts, can be 45 days in the fridge. It's increased a few times of storage life. Okay. And the second intrinsic factor is very important as well is the water activity. We talk somewhere, we explain what is water activity, but here we just try to understand this way. Water activity is the availability of water, cái sự sẵn có của nước, availability of water for microorganism to grow, for the chemical reaction to take place, or for the biochemical reaction to take place. And so when we lower the water activity, we remove water and so on like that. There are different techniques to reduce this. But when you make water not available, less available, microorganism will grow less. Okay. For example, drying is to remove water from the food. When you remove water from the food, you make the product dry, like dry beef. It can be okay for 1 year, okay, because water is not available anymore. Right, and the third intrinsic factor is oxidation reduction potential. Thế oxy hóa khử, oxidation reduction potential, is determined by the presence of oxygen. If you have a lot of oxygen, then you have high potential. If you have no oxygen, you have low potential. And in this condition, you actually give you give favorable condition, you have the aerobic bacteria or aerobic microorganism to grow. When you remove all oxygen, you have low potential, and then this you have the anaerobic microorganism to grow. Right? Aerobic microorganism, the one that need oxygen to grow. Anaerobic, the one that can only grow without oxygen. Okay, so we can use this factor to inhibit or stimulate what we want to control. And the next intrinsic factor is the nutrient contents. Nutrient content in food, normally meat, milk, and things like that. Animal products are rich in nutrients, not only for human but also for microorganisms. And the other intrinsic factor is the antimicrobial constituents within the food, inside the food. Some food have constituent là những cái cấu phần đó which prevent microbial growth, especially in plant material, đặc biệt là trong nguyên liệu thực vật á, nó có rất nhiều chất kháng vi sinh vật ở trong đó. Okay, for example, some herbal leaves, teas and things like that, they may contain, like even garlic, you know, garlic also has strong component which prevent microbial growth. The meat has antimicrobial constituent, not strong but yes, especially when the animal is still alive. Microorganism cannot attack the animal, cannot eat up the animal because of antimicrobial constituent, or you would say immunity system, là hệ đề kháng đó. Con vật nó sống nó luôn luôn có hệ đề kháng, nó có cái chất kháng vi sinh vật thì nó mới không bị vi sinh vật tấn công được. Nhưng mà but when we already kill the animal for meat, and the immunity, the antimicrobial constituent will be less and less and will be no more, and microorganism will grow. And also another intrinsic factor is the biological structures. If the material is too hard, then it's also more difficult for microorganism to digest and to grow. Like the lean meat is more sensitive to spoilage than the skin, because the skin is hard, the bone is hard, the tendon is hard, for example.